Play action. It's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. On target to his man, likely. Down the right sideline. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 66 yards.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to it. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Henry again. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This will be caught by Brown. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. And Hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Now it's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing is Jackson. Rolling to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first. Containing a quarterback on the run.
They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. 2nd and 10. They'll throw again from their own end zone. He's got it. And he coughed it up. Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Over the middle here to Brown. That'll leave him with a Two coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
3rd and 2. Here's Hurts to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Hurts. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure you give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll look to throw again. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Eagles are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Hey, report.
Jackson sliding out of the pocket. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Nolan Smith showing some burst there to catch him behind the line.
Taken down back at the 50-yard line.
These two teams all tied after one.
Real quick.
From midfield now, here's Jackson rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Nice job escaping the pocket. And boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Jackson steps away. The 20, 5, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 50 yards, and the Ravens have taken the lead. Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson, and really don't know what else to say other than that was special right there.
I think you pretty much said it all, but I go back to what you said about electrifying a crowd. He's also electrifying us, and we're calling the game. This guy is simply sensational.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
It's caught. Smith. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is power.
Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 23, here's 2nd down and a yard. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Brown. And they'll get this down to the 10. A solid pickup of 13 sets them up 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Looking to throw. Touchdown! Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles have cut the lead back down to 2. Elliott on for the extra point. The PAT good. It would draw them closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. On play action, they'll throw. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. They go play action now. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Yo.
Jackson now. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. To throw is Jackson. They'll roll him out right. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Ravens add 6 to their lead.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson here is going to look to throw. Rolling to his left. And he will get into the end zone, and it's now a 2-score game as the lead moves to 9. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And it'll end there as he goes out of bounds, but a heck of a return all the way inside the opposite 40.
But when the highlight is shown of this play, all attention is going to be on the person running with the football. But how about the group as a whole? Setting up that big-time return, yardage that we won't even account for in the box score, may help them win the game.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. After the interception, here's Jackson. He'll buy some time right, and he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. Hurts sets up to throw it. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Being chased out left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. And able to get this out to the 25. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Dotson in motion right. Throwing is Hurts. This one complete down the field to Goddard. A good job there getting to him quickly after the catch as he's brought down right at the midfield stripe.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Hurts. Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 34-yard line. Here's Hurts to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 34 yards. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Here's Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
Here's 3rd and 3. Play action. It's Jackson out to his left. That's going deep for Bateman. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Hey, middle.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. On the move to his left. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
From the gun, Jackson rolling to his right. That is caught with Rashad Bateman. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens are able to widen their advantage. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they try to make it a 2-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A 2-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Dotson in motion right.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Slot man moves right. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
And And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Escaping the pressure right. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. 4th and 2, they got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. The 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Tucker now for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Back now in Baltimore. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. Dotson in motion right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the 46, here's the 2nd down and 4.
The slot man in motion right. Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Trenton Simpson.
And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and the lead will stay put at 17. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That one complete down the field to Smith.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Hurts.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
They'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And now on is the field goal unit. And boy, this is speculative at best. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Pass complete, now race for the marker.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, report. It's on.
Throwing is Jackson. Flushed out right.
Looking deep here for Flowers.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Zay Flowers.
71 yards.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick-6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Complete. Smith has it. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Throwing is Hurts.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Hurts. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air and defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 14. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense,
They don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. It's a foot race. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be free